Hi everyone, my name's Sam, this is Unmasked Outdoors, my YouTube channel. Today I'm in God's own country, aka my homeland, my home county of West Yorkshire, and I thought we could go for a walk. So yeah, I'm feeling quite lethargic because staying at my mum's cooking, having the justification of being on holiday to stuff myself full of chocolate and biscuits, so I really need to get some steps in. Some of the place names in the area that I'm from, in West Yorkshire, are going to be quite funny. I imagine the title of this video is going to allude to that a little bit. But I'm from a little tiny village called Netherthong. Beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. And there's also an Upper Thong. A Thong Lane. And Marks Bottoms. And this is the little tiny village of Netherthong. And I need to go in that shop there because I'm going over 10k today, so that exceeds my 10k rule of needing a snack. I've also forgot my water bottle, so one thing I'm hoping we're going to get today in West Yorkshire is lots of saying hello to people, because that's what happens up north, and some friendly dogs. So this is the centre of Netherthong. That's it, that's the church. That's the shop. There's two pubs. There used to be a post office, but that's gone. That is the street I was born in. My grandma is in this church, as in her ashes. Hilariously, they got a date of birth wrong. And I think there's a lot of people who could be quite upset by that, but I think my grandma would have found that quite funny. This is the church. You can go and ask in the shop for the key. They keep it in the shop across the road. You can go and have a look. But I imagine I believe Netherthong was founded by some, maybe Quakers or someone, a denomination of Christianity. So I imagine the church was probably one of the first things that was built in this little village. It's very windy, so I've got my microphone on and I hope you can hear me. I've got £5 in my wallet, so let's see if we can get a drink and a snack for a £5. It's unlikely, I think, in today's world. So this route on all trails is called Netherthong Circular. That road I just showed you down there, that's where the old post office was. This is one of the two pubs, the Clothiers. And this, where we're about to cut through, is where I went to junior school. It was a really, really good junior school when I went there. Imagine it still is. There's just something special about only having, 25 and 30 per year rather than per class, and then having, well, this has changed. It's been modernised. That's also where I went to play school, in there. That's where I went to junior school. And this cobbled path gets very, very steep at the bottom and very, very slippy. And we sometimes have to walk up and down it. It's the playground. I remember when those basketball hoops were put up, because I've always been a big fan of basketball. I never liked football too much because I was really bad at it, and all my friends were really good at it, and it makes it quite disheartening when, you're rubbish and everyone else is really good. So I tried to be good at basketball instead, and I think I was okay. I wasn't anything special. But yeah, there's something quite special about only having 30 kids per year. Like, I still can remember pretty much, I'd say, most of my classmates' names. In fact, I was just chatting to someone I was best friends with in junior school the other day, Jack, because I wrote a little post on Facebook about how I hate Wednesdays now as an adult. But when I was younger, I used to really love Wednesdays because it was the day that me and Jack went swimming. And I think it makes sense on this video to start mixing things up a bit. Now I'm familiar with my camera and my microphone, to share a bit of my poetry as well, because I've written a poem about the council estate that I grew up in, which I would love to share. And I've written a poem about walking. In fact, I've written more than one poem about walking. And I don't do anything with my poetry. I have no plans to be the next poet laureate or anything. I just enjoy it. And if you enjoy it too, that's a bonus. I don't know if you can tell how steep that is, but that's where I've just come down. And those cobbles get really slippy. Yeah, if you enjoy the poetry too, that's just a bonus. So on we go. This is the other pub, the Cricketers. And someone I did go to school with runs a cafe in here throughout the week, and it's awesome. So if you ever in Netherthong, highly recommend. You can sit outside, you can sit inside, friendly service, good food, and I would say bloody reasonable price as well. And there it is, the pavilion. I don't think I'm gonna have time on the way back because closes at 2. But yeah, this is Netherthong. You're allowed to laugh at these names, by the way. We do. Well, we don't actually, because we're kind of just used to it, but Thong Lane, Netherthong, Marks Bottoms. It's pretty funny. This used to be a cider press and cafe. I've got to say their cider was really, really good. Back when I used to be a drinker, obviously. I've been sober now for a long time, been in recovery for a long time. But their cider was good, it's a good quality. As someone who, I don't mean to be a snob here, of course, but as someone who's spent a lot of time in Somerset, having Somerset cider, and, you know, firmly believing it's probably the best you can get, actually, Netherthong's Pure North cider was damn good. One time I was on a train and I bought this is typical alcoholic behaviour, this. I am a recovering alcoholic, by the way. I bought 2 boxes to take home with me. And anyone who's in recovery right now already knows the rest of this story. But suffice it to say, I thought, I'd been on the train about half an hour and thought, well, I could have a little glass, couldn't I? Now, if you've ever met an alcoholic, or you know anyone with alcoholism, or you're in recovery yourself, alcoholics, it's impossible for them to have one. And I am no exception to that rule. So I ended up absolutely plastered. I was in the wrong seat. So a woman came at one point and she'd booked the seat that I was sat in. And she was like in a huff already because I was in her seat. So then I stood up to go move to a different seat, and then I spilt cider all over the seat. So I don't think she was too happy, but I didn't care, obviously. I feel a bit bad now. Now I'm thinking with a sober mind. Right, we're getting onto the more off-road section now. And I imagine it's going to stay like this. One thing about where I'm from, Holmfirth, it's very hilly. It's all valleys and, oh, jeez. So, should be a good workout, this, if I manage to stay on my feet. Oh, and I'm happy to report that I did get a bottle of water, some Cadbury's Munch bars, and a Pepperami, which I think is a solid hiking snack for about £4, which I think is pretty decent. I think the chances of me getting lost on this walk are quite slim because obviously I'm from I grew up in this area. And I think I know these trails pretty well, but I guess we'll see. I'm going to try and look at the map minimally. I've looked at where it roughly takes me. Right in the distance over there, you can see Emily Moor Mast. That was responsible for giving us all of our TV signals. And it was in a list somewhere of the largest freestanding structures in Europe. So there's a little fact for you. It's a nice style. Whoa. That's Castle Hill up there. I don't know if you can see it in the distance. It was built in the Victorian times. It looks like they're planting a load of trees in this field, which is nice. What a gorgeous garden. Right, ooh. On through this muddy little path. Right, we've got a bit of a road section now, which I wanted to do going back uphill so that I wasn't sliding about in the mud. I'm having to be really careful with my mic as well because I don't believe it's waterproof. I think the camera's okay, but the mic not so much. So let's head on the road. One thing about the weather around here, it does just change very, very quickly. And I think that might be something to do with how high above sea level it is, maybe. The little cottages are just so gorgeous. So that bit we just did was a loop. I think now we're about to go and do another loop. But we'll find out. I can see some dogs. Well, we're pretty much not even halfway. We've checked all the boxes. Well, both boxes. Friendly people and friendly dogs. Well, I don't know what's going on with AllTrails, but I did the first little loop, which was about 3.5 kilometres. And I thought the whole walk was about 11, but I started on the next loop, and it's a 13 kilometre loop. And I just didn't bring, I haven't got enough storage space on the camera to film that much, and I don't have a computer with me to back up files on, and I wanted to use my camera for other stuff while I'm up here. And my family's here, I don't know if I can just leave them for that long. So I'm just going to kind of have a wander about for a bit, but kind of not go much further because the loop is huge. So Netherthong Circular on AllTrails, unless I've misread it, I thought it said 11 or 10.9k or something. But when you start, AllTrails it doesn't quite, because it's 2 loops, I don't think AllTrails can figure out where it is you're going. Because it said I had 20 minutes left, which I knew wasn't right. And then when I started on the new loop, it said I had 3 hours left, and I thought, oh, I just don't think I can be out for another 3 hours. Oh, we might have a friendly horse. What a bonus. Hello. Hello. Hi. 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 Hello. Hello. Hey. Hey. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. Yeah. You're beautiful. Okay, you've said hello now. So yeah, I'm just gonna have a wander. Wonder if I can make it back to Chloe's cafe. Nah, closes in 15 minutes. Coffee would be nice, but I don't think we're gonna find anywhere. There probably would have been one on the full loop somewhere, but as I said, I'm just not prepared. I haven't come prepared for that. I would have had to set off earlier and get an SD card for my camera, bring more snacks probably, because that means the whole thing would be then, by my estimation, about 16, 17 kilometres. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, but I'm kind of just going to wander back. I started the loop and then I thought no, so I'm just going to wander back towards the village, see what we see. I'm back in the village and walking up this bit is not fun, let me tell you. I just missed the Pavilion Cafe, which is a shame because I could M-word. I think you've got to be careful what you say on YouTube these days, but I would really like a coffee. So I might go into the town and get one shortly. I do have some really nice coffee that I bought a couple of days ago, so I could just have one of those at my mum's house. This is Brumley Lane. And this, my friends, is the council estate I grew up on, which doesn't have a funny name and is a very, very special place to me and lots of other people too. Down there is Mark's Bottoms. We might go down there this week. That's Mark's Bottom. And this is where I grew up. A really, really special place. And here is a poem that I wrote about it, which I hope you enjoy. Friendships were forged in this special place, where my memories unwind in a hazy daze. It wasn't just anyone's council estate, it was ours. None of us went abroad. I knew none of us could afford, but I like to imagine that we had no need. That somehow we chose the snickets and paths, over sandy beaches and whitewater rafts. Sure, it's just houses and some grass, constructed by the council for the working class. But along the way they must have made a mistake, because there's real magic in that estate. A gentle glow that still shines on through those of us who grew up around Lees Avenue. Going for a walk, this is what I see. Earth expressing itself as trees, and perhaps more intensely through me. Connected by a gentle breeze, a reminder of celestial queens. Light from the sun reflects of life manifesting as insects and dogs, humans with secret smiles, heather and chaotic rock for miles. Tectonic wonders and man-made styles, in that moment, are all mine.